It's an NRL news update. Subscribe to SEN League on YouTube and the SEN podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Alrighty, the Ezra Mam story has come to the surface again today. The Brisbane Broncos can confirm that NRL player Ezra Mam has today been formally charged over an alleged incident that took place on Friday, October 18th. Broncos CEO Dave Donaghy. The club was notified this afternoon that charges have now been laid. We will respect the legal process and will continue to work with the NRL Integrity Unit on next step as this matter moves forward. Ezra is currently seeking external support and we will give him the time and space to do so. As the matter is now before the courts, we are unable to make further comment on this matter. Brian.
Well, that you would. We thought as much. We thought that he was going to come back. The second ascent was going to be positive, and they're playing the game they all do. You know, it's before the courts. We can't comment. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
This could get dragged out. You know, court cases can tend to 3 or 4 months before he gets it. But I think he will. The more I think about it, I think it'll be 12 months suspension.
Yeah, because, by the way, the no-fault stand-down, I think it needs to be 10 years as the charge. I'm only guessing,
Yes.
but it's something like that.
No.
But.
They can, if it is serious.
Yes.
The
And
NRL,
if there's women involved and children involved,
NRL
which there has in this case.
Yep, the NRL can intervene.
Yes. Yes.
So it doesn't have to be 11 years. It was 11 years for
11 years.
If that's the time you're going to spend in jail. But we thought the same
Maximum sentence, yes.
But we've done a little bit of research. Well, Brooksy has.
Yep.
And it said that, the NRL can. It is here. What does it say, Brooksy?
By the way, I don't wish any...
Here, let me do this. Given the charges that have been laid against me and the NRL's no-fault stand-down policy would not come into effect, which is brought in for charges that would incur a maximum prison sentence of 11 years or more. But the NRL can step in.
Yeah,
it's up to their
if
discretion.
women or children are involved,
It's
they
their
can.
discretion.
Yes, exactly right. So that may happen, that may not happen. It's all up to the NRL now and the Broncos, of course. But the question, I want to ask you this, Brian, and this is to mitigate, I suppose, future situations where this may happen, where we've basically seen, they're not identical, but clubs, the pub test, this is pub test only.
Yeah.
Pub test only, folks. Pub test only, people will say what Josh Adokar did, and we don't know if there was other things. I assume there wasn't because he's a great citizen, Josh Adokar. But what he did and what Ezra Mam did, if Ezra Mam is kept by the Broncos,
Yep.
and if Josh Adokar, which has been the case, has been removed from the Bulldogs, are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I am.
I'm purely talking about people who are at the Erina pub, the Pioneer Tavern at Penrith,
Yep.
the Northies in Cronulla. Look, this is what they're talking about, right? So how do we mitigate this where clubs don't make their decision based on what's most favourable for them on the field?
I'll put this to you. I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Yeah.
If we swapped the name Josh Adokar to Matt Burton,
Yep.
is Matt Burton playing for the Bulldogs in 2025?
I believe he is, yes.
No, I'm saying we swap the names.
Yeah.
So Matt Burton was the Josh.
Josh Adokar, I'm saying he would be, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't think Gus would sack him?
No.
No.
No, I'm not saying Gus specifically.
Well, the club.
If Matt Burton did identically what Josh Adokar did,
Yes.
my personal opinion is,
Correct.
right, is that he would be a Bulldog next year.
Yep. I agree.
So you agree with that?
I agree.
Right.
So I think maybe the Bulldogs have thought that Josh Adokar is on too much money, and so they've used this as an excuse.
Yeah,
to get rid of him.
it's convenient.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're Peter V'landys, if you're Andrew Abdo, then the pub test, the Pioneer Tavern, Northies, Erina Bowling Club,
Yeah.
are all talking about this.
They'd be saying, take a leaf out of the Bulldogs, you got to sack Ezra Mam.
So
Problem is, though,
I don't enjoy anyone being sacked, Brian. I don't care what vocation it is. I don't take any joy in that.
the problem is they do the right thing and sack him.
Yeah.
If that's the way we're going here, some other club will pick Ezra Mam up.
Yeah,
No doubt.
of course they will.
Because they won't deregister his contract, I wouldn't think.
No.
If the Broncos get on the front...
I don't want to make Like, I know people will be saying, look what and what he's done, Ezra Mam, allegedly, it's not great, right? But at the same time, how many nights has this guy gone to bed at night torturing himself? Life would not have been good for Ezra Mam, right? I'm not defending him one iota, not one single iota.
Yeah.
But let me assure you, he will be paying his own price by the errors he's made.
Correct.
Do you agree with that?
I do. Like, of course he does, because he's made a terrible mistake. But what do you think is a fitting punishment? I feel, and we've discussed this ad nauseum, I feel that the 12 months off, the contract goes by the wayside. He then has to prove to himself and the club that he's on the straight and narrow, a la like the Roosters did with Jake Friend.
At the club he's at, yes. I don't hate that at all.
At the club he's at.
I don't hate that at all.
And say, look, you got 12 months to really aim up and prove to us when you come off after this 12-month suspension, you're not going your $1 million contract.
Our plans have been dismantled by your actions.
Yep.
Right, you're young, that's fine, but you got to pay the price.
Yeah.
And you've got to go on. Redemption has to be here, not somewhere else.
12 months enough.
Yep.
You think 12 months enough?
Well, it's up to the court of law.
I feel the court of law won't be anywhere near as hard as what the NRL will come down on him financially.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I don't know. 1300 01 1170 is a way to have your say. Brian, I don't have my glasses on me, but I think we're going to Blacktown, are we?
We've got Sammy from Blacktown.
Slamming Sam. G'day, Sam.
Hey, boys. How's it going?
Good, Samuel.
Not too bad. Yeah, just listening to you talk about the whole Josh Adokar thing. I think the main reason why Gus had to sack him was because he lied. He let him on a story. He changed his story.
Yep.
He just kept making stuff up on the way.
Yep.
Whereas Ezra Mam, I guess the NRL knows a lot of the players do cocaine, do the whole lot, but because Josh Adokar led him on a bit of a goose trail, I guess Gus had no other option.
Okay. Hey, Sam, I don't think most NRL players do cocaine for starters. That's the first thing I'll say. But, Brian?
What? Not in season.
No, I just don't think they do. I just don't think that they're professional rugby league players. Like, if you want to be professional...
Well, there is an element, because...
Of course there is, but there's an element in school teaching.
Correct.
There's school teachers who go to their after party and do that sort of stuff as well.
Yes.
But I don't think rugby league over indexes on that particular thing.
Compared to
they've had to show some kind of discipline to get to where they've got to. I don't believe rugby league players over index on what do you do, Sam?
I'm a Sparky.
Sparky, right. I'll bet me left and me right one on that rugby league players do not over-index on that particular thing more so than Sparkies. Brian, are you with me or not with me?
I would say it's on par.
Really? Yeah. So young people on par?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're telling what you think. That's fine. I disagree. I think it's less, but I think it's that kind of aptitude and discipline that's got them to where they are. But I could be wrong. What else you got, Sam?
No, that's about it. So, you were talking about why do you think Josh Adokar got the boot and Ezra Mam didn't. I think it's mostly because of the stories he made up. It wasn't so much if it was the cocaine, you can probably put him into rehab and do a lot of different things. But
it was the fibbing,
I think because Gus was led on through a whole different thing.
Could be right.
Other option.
I think it could be more that he's on big money and Gus wants to move him on.
But Sam makes a point. That wouldn't have helped. No. Sam, you might be right. You might be right. And Sam, we don't always agree, but I appreciate your call. Let's go to the reptilian. Hello, mate.
G'day, Shaggers. How are you?
Oh, the Shagger. Let's just go to this straight away. You sacked us 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You said, I'm never listening to you blokes again. But you're back. Why are you back?
It was probably at the start of the year, because I was ringing up and I kept getting put on hold for 30 minutes and I had to listen to, and I don't get picked up. No one says, just hold on. I'm on phone for 30 minutes and then I'm listening to Fletch go on about wanting to watch the elephants do it. And I thought, what?
Hey, Reptile.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, but you know what?
Hey, Reptile.
Reptile, you also did promise. You did promise you'd get a tattoo on your chiminda.
Yeah. What was the bet for, Brian?
Titans and Tigers.
Come back to me.
I'm ready to go.
You said you'll get some.
I'm ready to go.
Right now. Right.
What was the bet, Brian?
It was Tigers and Titans.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said if the Tigers beat the Titans, I'll get a tattoo of your name on his blooter.
Well, you know, Ricky Ponting's joining us later too, by the way, Reptile, and he was on 96 on his way to his first ton, bowled out by who? Right on his...
Oh, Chaminda Vas.
Chaminda Vas.
Oh, got him.
Yeah, he got him.
That lanky
bastard.
bastard.
Got him. Hey, Reptile, firstly, great to have you back. What do you want to talk about?
Ezra Mam.
Yep.
Right, I think he has to be deregistered for 12 months. And the reason why is everybody just forgets and doesn't go into the extent. The little girl. That little girl has a broken hip. She can't go to school and run around with her friends. She can't play her sport for 3 months.
Yep.
She now has to do rehab. We have to think about that because they're fans of the game too, probably.
Yeah,
their family's probably fans of the game. And they might walk away because if he gets a slap on the wrist, that happens too many times. I've seen families who have had something done to them by a rugby league player. They get slapped on the wrist and they just go, that's it, I'm done. And it happens too much just because he can play a little footy. This girl can't be a child. He has taken the sweetness of being a child and the joy, especially around this time of year, from that child by acting like an absolute palooka.
Okay.
He should have been in an Uber, not running into an Uber.
Yeah, that's right. He's made a mistake, but he is a kid, Reptile, right? So we've all got to put also our hats on if we were the parent of this person who's made the mistake, right? So you've got 17,000 kids, haven't you, Reptile? How many kids have you got, Reptile?
Yeah.
6, right? And they would have made mistakes along the way, as my kids will, as Brian's will, and we all pile on, right? But at the end of the day, we've also got to put our parent cap on and go, what you've just said there, your sentiment, I reckon it'd be a little bit different if it was your son or daughter involved. Is that true or not? It's human.
It would be a little bit, but I wouldn't want my child after that earning $900,000 a season.
The money's irrelevant. The money's irrelevant. The money is irrelevant. The money's irrelevant. He made a mistake as a young kid, and as I said before, zero endorsement for what he's done. He's going to pay the price, and I dare say the many sleepless nights he's had. Zero endorsement for that. But we're all quick to pile on, but it's a human who's made a big mistake, which he clearly has. But he's going to pay the price, Reptile, way more than the regular person who made the same mistake. In agreement or not?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But I think if you just slap him on the wrist like a lot of people saying, like Jimmy Smith was saying, 8 weeks, it's like he could do it again and then he could kill someone. You have to be harsher on this, especially when you're talking, and I heard people saying about the drug he was taking. If the drug he was taking is the one they're reporting, it's worse than everything what Josh Adokar was saying because it downs you and dulls you. You look at the accident, it was bad.
What was the drug they're reporting? Was it pot?
Yeah, pot. And I reckon that's way worse because that downs you and the other one ups you, so it makes you more alert and thing. This one makes you nearly, I know I've got friends who do it and I don't do it myself and that's honest, but I've seen them just drop out. Like you'll be talking to a mid-sentence, the next minute you know, they're like, no. So I think...
It's 12, it's 12 months. Now, Reptile, you're pretty harsh, and that's what we like about you.
Yeah,
is 12 months, do you feel, is sufficient punishment for this kid, for Ezra?
Yeah, and make him go out and get a regular job and realise the gift he's been given for his life. He'll never do it again if you do that. But if you say, like Jimmy Smith said, 8 weeks and watching his team lose in those weeks will be worse punishment than everything, that's a load of rubbish. If you make him go get an ordinary job and be the normal human being, he'll realise the gift that he's been given and the gift he got given that he can use, he'll appreciate it a hell of a lot more.
Hey, Reptile, we've got to go, but I'll leave you with this. I personally think, Brian, is whether you got this bloke Ezra Mam right now to carry bricks up Kosciuszko for a week or whether you got him to miss 24 games, I'll guarantee you, from my point of view, that the biggest punishment he will or has been served will be what he's already gone through. The mental torment which he has brought upon himself, I think that'll be the biggest punishment he will get in all of this. Any person who's not a sociopath, right, this would be the biggest punishment anyone could get. This will be his greatest lesson. Yes, you can ban him for a year.
Yep.
Yes, you can make him go and work on a work site. That's all fine. But the biggest punishment he will get is the public furore that he's got.
Yeah.
It's unless he's a sociopath, he would have already served 90% of the punishment that would actually inflict upon him or hurt him. Do you agree, Brian, or not?
I wouldn't say 90%, but I said there would be some pain there for sure.
Massive pain, Brian.
Yeah, but
how many nights has Ezra Mam laid there at night, woken up at 2 a.m, not been able to sleep because this is going on?
Yeah.
Of course that's happened. But
there's still got to be.
Of course, I don't disagree.
There's still got to be another penalty to the public.
Yes.
So it proves that. Well, not prove. No, it doesn't have to prove that the fines that he gets and the punishment he gets fits this.
He'll cop any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know Ezra Mam. I've actually never spoken to Ezra Mam. But if he was listening to this, and I hope he is, I reckon he has served 90% of the pain that he will endure already, Brian. Already. That's what I think.
Well, we'll find out.
And whatever he gets, he'll get. 1300 01 1170, the run home with Joel and Fletch.